Hi, you guys. This is American Prince Charles III. I hope you guys are doing great out there. I am here because of you. I've had a lot of my fans say, hey, Charles, we want to see what you look like. Why don't you get on YouTube and do a show for us? So I thought about it and I decided, you know what? Why not? You know, my fans are my friends, and I want to make sure that we can bond and connect. So I decided to do a YouTube channel. And what started the whole journey here for me is Deja Vu and my castle life. Now, you may say, well, that's two titles. What is what? Well, my castle life is the whole umbrella of what's going to come underneath it. Deja Vu is my podcast. So my castle life is my company per se. And then Deja Vu falls underneath it as a podcast. So I want to make sure before we go any further that you go find my podcast on your favorite listening station podcast platform, which may be, I don't know, Podbean or Spotify or Apple, iTunes. Wherever you listen to your podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, go there, type in Deja Vu with American Prince Charles III, and join us, listen to us, become part of the family. Now, I've had a lot of my fans there say, hey, we love your podcast, we love the topics, but we want to see what you look like. So here I am. And I thought about it, I was like, well, should I do this? Should I not do this? And again, you're my fans and my friends. So what are we going to be talking about here on the YouTube channel? Well, let me give you a brief history of who I am. I am Charles, and my last name is Rayborn, Rayborn the third. Now, I go by the name of the American Prince Charles III, and I have had a wonderful career with the United States Navy. I was in the United States Navy for 20 years. I joined in 1992, and I retired out in 2012. Now, I have a whole list of places where I have been stationed, and I will start out with I was in Japan for about 5 years, and I ended in Bahrain in 2012. So over the range of that, I've been to California, Whidbey Island, Washington, and a bunch of other places, including Italy and Turkey. And I've been around the world I think I'll calculate about 3 times. So with that being said, I want you guys to understand that I have a lot to bring to the table. During my military career, unfortunately, I was exposed to evil that I just don't understand how it exists on this planet today, and I was in wars. I had to be a part of what a lot of people don't want to be a part of, and that's a war. And I had to do things such as stand the watch. I had to fire guns. I had to do my qualifications. I had to do a lot of things to keep up with what was required of me. The latter part of my career, I worked with the Navy SEALs Command. I was there, and we were over where all the Navy SEALs went. So I have had a very interesting career in the military, and by that, I also have seen a lot of unique things. And I've had some of my peers come to me, hey, Charles, what do you do about this? Or how do you react to that? And this could be PTSD. It could be how do you react to depression, anxiety? I have it all. I have PTSD. I'll be the first to openly talk about that because a lot of people try to hide it, and they think it's a shame of some sort on their behalf, and it's not. But I have PTSD. I have anxiety. I have different things that I that I picked up along the way from serving in the United States Navy. Now, I would never change a thing. I've always enjoyed the military and serving my country. So now I wanted to say to all of you out there, don't be afraid if you have PTSD. Don't be afraid if you have anxiety disorders or bipolarisms or any other sort of medical condition. The most important thing is to acknowledge it and then get help for it. That's the best advice I can give you on that. Acknowledge it and then seek professional help concerning it, and deal with it the best you can. And don't just push it in the corner and say, oh, where to go away. Because sometimes it does not. You have to find a way to seek the help that you need to get the medicine and the counseling that you need for it. So that's my advice first and foremost. Secondly, don't be ashamed of it. Sometimes things happen to us that we can't control. Sometimes things happen to very good people for no apparent reason. And, we have to be bigger than it and bigger than the reason, and we have to take care of ourselves. So that's the first thing I would say do is don't be afraid to seek help. The second thing is to understand that it's okay if there's something in your life that needs to be fixed, that needs to be worked on. And if you have PTSD, anxiety, any other sort of sickness, seek professional help and get yourself the aid you deserve. Now, I have been I've been asked by so many people on my podcast to talk about some of my experiences in the military, and I reluctantly decided. I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go down those paths. But I've had a lot of people email me and tell me, hey, we think you should talk to us about your experiences because there's so many people out there that have had the same experiences or similar experiences, but they're afraid to talk about it. Now, I will tell you straight up that sometimes talking about things that are difficult can be hard. It could be frustrating. It could be hard. It could be going down a path that you often thought you didn't have to go down again. So I will tell you, I've had experiences with the phenomena of paranormal activity in the military. I've had experiences with UFOs and Tic Tacs, or unidentified flying objects. So I think they call them UAPs now, unidentified area phenomena. I've had experiences with all of that, and I've had friends, and for instance, we were out on the ship one time, and we were in the middle of the ocean, and out of the ocean came this massive spacecraft, and it just went off into the cosmos, into space, like before you could bat your eyes. So people were afraid to talk about it. We didn't talk about it too much because we were told we didn't see anything. You know what I mean? And we all knew what we saw, but we were told we didn't see anything. I was told, this is something you shouldn't really just talk about. Just let it go because people think you're cuckoo. Back then, those days, people thought if you saw something like that, you weren't quite on the up and up. And that would be grounds for your dismissal of the military. So what did I do? I kept my mouth closed, like we all did. we kept our mouths closed. But every once in a while, we would talk to each other about it. Until eventually some of my friends said, hey, man, just don't ever bring it up to me again. I didn't see it. I saw it, but I didn't see it. We didn't see anything. Let's just not talk about it again. Well, I'm different. I believe that speaking the truth on things that you've seen is medicine. It is helpful. and it can help those out there who have experienced certain phenomena that they cannot explain. So, with that being said, if you want to hear about ways we're going to talk about dealing with PTSD, anxiety, we're going to talk about dealing with taking care of ourselves, our health, mental and physical. I want to have guests on the show eventually. I want to just have. I'm going to get on here sometime. And just shoot the breeze. We're just gonna chat. Chat it up a little bit, talk a little bit, and have a coffee conversation. And if you want to hear unique stories that I have been a part of and have had the experience, and I call it, to be honest with you, I think a blessing to have experienced some of these things. You're in the right place. We're going to talk about a lot of unique subjects here, and it's going to be Deja Vu. I'm going to name this the podcast and the YouTube channel Deja Vu, and it's going to all fall underneath my castle life. Okay, so right here on YouTube, it will be my castle life. On the podcast is Deja Vu. So let's kind of get that cleared up right now. My castle life for YouTube, Deja Vu for podcasts. Okay. And I want to also say welcome aboard. Here at the castle, I call all of my fans and my followers, I call them my loyal subjects, because everything here is the castle. This is my home, and I call it my castle, and this is my life. So it's my castle life, if you're wondering where I get that from. And I have always been a part of something bigger than myself that I can't always explain. And I want to take you along the journey with me. I want you guys to email me if you have subjects or topics you want me to address. My email address is mycastlelifenow@gmail.com. mycastlelifenow@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. If you would like to be a guest on my show, I would love to have you here. We're just family, and we're going to talk about unique topics and subjects. Some may be a little daring than others, but that's okay because I'm okay with that. And I want to make sure you like, subscribe, and share the YouTube channel, the podcast with your family and friends, anyone who you think may can get a kick out of listening to the show. And I would love to have you be a part of the team, be part of the family. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe right here on My Castle Life, right here on YouTube. I'm the American Prince Charles III. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to being your friend and sharing amazing subjects with you and topics that I've experienced in my lifetime and during my career in the United States Navy. Until then, take care. God bless you. Be safe.